to see if there's something emerging that's radically different than what we've had in the past. We tend to think that religion is forever, and maybe it is, but no single religion needs to be forever, and our concept of what religion is doesn't need to be forever. So right now, we have a very tribal understanding of religion. There's different kinds of Christianity and different kinds of Judaism, and etc., all the way through, and then there's the big camps of Jews and Christians and Buddhists, etc. And we have our tribal allegiances, and we have our uniforms and our flags, and we compete. That makes a lot of sense when you're living in that tribal mentality. Are we always going to be there? Is that really what the 21st century is about? Are we moving beyond the whole nation-state idea, perhaps? I don't know. Are we moving to a post-denominational kind of world, a post-nationalistic kind of world? Or should we be, even if we aren't? Maybe that's the direction we need to push ourselves to go. And I'm hoping that the Big I conference can really say, okay, not where is interfaith today, but where ought it be going? Where might it go, and where should it go in the next decades? And that's what I'm hoping to explore that weekend. We've got some fascinating people coming. I won't give you the whole list, or I won't name any of them. I guess leave it at that. But the other thing I would say about it is that it's not just talk. I'm hoping, and many of the speakers I know are coming with this in mind, that people will say, okay, this is where I want it to go, this is where I think it ought to go, and this is how I'm going to help it go in that direction. So it's not just talk, but practical things. And one of them, I'll talk about this, the Big I itself. There's Reverend Tim Miner and I are involved in what's called the Big I Incorporated. We're putting on the conference along with Scarrett Bennett and some other people in town. But the Big I itself, our mission is to get the word interfaith and integral and interspiritual into languages that don't have it. And our plan, of course all needs funding, but our plan is to work with local graphics people to create a meme for interfaith in a language that doesn't have it, in that language. Make the equivalent word, have to create the word, right? Make the word, then work with young, hip design people in that country to advertise, market it, in a sense. Not sell it for money, but somehow come up with poster campaigns, email, internet campaigns to get the word to go viral. And I think of all the projects that I'm aware of that we'll be talking about over the weekend, that one's the one that interests me the most. To actually change the language of a community, to introduce this idea that doesn't exist in every culture, and to help it find roots and then legs so that it can really go viral in that culture. And who knows what might come from that.
Well, it's a literal introduction of a new concept.
Right? Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and there are lots of other proposals that are to be tossed around, but that's the one that really catches me.
You strike me as someone who is always moving.
Yeah, I can't sit still. For good or ill, I don't know, but yeah, I'm always moving.
So if there was one closing thought that you'd like to offer to our community right now, be it from wherever you would choose, and be it about, let's just look at what's happening right now in this whole concept of 2012 and the earth changing and evolution, and some say the end and all these things. What would be the thing that you'd like the community to hear from you about it?
I would say two things. One, there's no end. There's just transformation. And number two, you're not who you think you are. And if we could remember those two things, I think we have a chance not to blow ourselves up anytime soon.
Rabbi Rami, thank you so much again for taking the time. Now, if anyone wants to connect with you, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
Best way is email. So rabbirami@gmail.com.
And could we spell that?
Sure. RABBIRAMI@gmail.com. GMAIL.com.
And of course they can look up Wisdom House as well.
You can look up Wisdom House on Facebook. You can check out Scarrett Bennett on Facebook. You can look at my website, which is rabbirami.com.